going live. Coming up. So there's Chloe. See Chloe from the South School. She's up. Hi, everybody. Well, sorry for the 1 or 2 minute lateness that I have. And I am also in need of my materials to go over with y'all because I have a little mess. I think I need all of that. Let's see. What did I do with all of my materials to go over with them? Okay, it's not that. Hold on tight, everybody. I'm working. Oh, shoot. Yeah. But that's not going to be sent out till 3. And that's my sticker for it. Okay. So in our first of all, I want y'all to meet Sherry. Hi, guys. This is Sherry. She's an instructor at our South Campus for about 20 years. And we are showing her how to do this distance learning. So she's just kind of observing today and just going to be here next to me watching. And let's talk about what we did this morning. This morning, we went over the structures of the nail and we went over the parts of the nail. Y'all did real good on that. We also went over different terminology. And so now we've gone through the layers of the skin. How did the, give me some feedback. There's Lynn saying, hi, Sherry. Give me some feedback, please, on the YouTube videos for those of you who had the opportunity to watch those. Tell me what you thought. Tell me, did it help reinforce your learning? And while you're doing that, I'm going to let Sherry log in. Katie, come over here and show her, ask her why, look at why she's not, can't.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. Okay. I got to go put one of these up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, so Sammy loved them. Good. Hopefully, sometimes it's refreshing that once you've learned terminology, you've written terminology down, you've drawn skin. Yeah, I wish I could draw that well too. That one guy, what's his name? The Hudungun or something like that. Very educational. Great. So, but what makes that so educational is you put yourself into learning it right now. So you had these past couple of days of writing it and learning it and hearing it, and then you see it from a different perspective. And then there's other tidbits and such that you can pick up from other people, which is fabulous. And it just kind of it delivers the message just in a little bit different way. He had a way better at drawing than me. We'll be playing them over and over to drink it into my brain. Exactly. So I'm happy that y'all were able to go on there and did y'all do both of them, or were you only able to see one? So we are going to continue with collagen. We went through all the structures of the skin. The 5 layers of the epidermis. We learned about melanocytes, melanosomes. We learned about the basal layer and mitosis and melanin. That it takes. You did both. Cool, Hannah. It takes place in that stratum basal germinativum layer. Then we learned of the rector-pili muscle, the papillae, the papilla, the root, the follicle that encases the root, the hair shaft above the skin, below the skin, the root. We learned sebaceous glands and the oil glands. We learned about lipids, glycolipids. We learnred about, the nail parts. So we learned about the folds and the tracks or the grooves. The folds are also called walls. The hyponychium below the tip of the finger. The eponychium down at the base. The perionychium all the way around, the cuticle, the nail plate, also called the nail body. We talked about what else on the nail? Oh, and then the free edge. And then the mantle, which is lodged in with the matrix. They're giving hugs over here. So Katie's showing Sherry on her iPad how to. Oh, there you go.
Oh, son of a gun.
Okay, so you learned that? Okay, so now Sherry can watch me right here. Okay, so now I just want to talk a little bit because we talked about all that fun stuff and glycolipids and AHAs and how they benefit the skin, keeping our skin nice and firm, and how we're going to lose that firmness. As you can see, even when I use my expressions of my muscles, you can see that I do have those wrinkles right there. Some people get a deep wrinkle in here. Some people have fine lines here, sides of the mouth. And people with thinner skin, we are going to have that. So the one component that we didn't talk a lot about was the collagen and the elastin. So I'm just going to cover that with you and go over that just a little bit with you. And I'm going to because I was wanting to spend a few minutes with Sherry. I did not have the time to hold up the paper. Sherry, normally what I do is I sort of hold up the paper and then they take notes like that. Some teachers use white erase boards, and I hold up pieces of paper so they can see it. For people maybe who are not writing as fast or can't hear me, or their connectivity is not as good. So I'm going to actually use my chat box to type to you and give you some notes. So those of you who can write it, you don't really need to you can just listen and jot down. Those of you who maybe cannot hear what I'm saying perfectly, you can just look in the chat box. So I'm going to type over here, and Sherry's just going to watch kind of how I do this. So let's talk about collagen first, and I'm going to first show you some images to get your brains going on that first. So if we take a look at this picture, so see, Sherry, how I do that?
Oh, okay.
So this shows on one half of the face, you'll notice the client, or the picture right here, is illustrating that there are wrinkles in the skin and the aging process is notable. On the other side of the face right here, it's smooth, like a nice little 21-year-old right there with very wonderful collagen that still exists. So you can see the binding and how tight the fibrous elastin collagen is in this picture on this side of the face. And then over here, we can see the weakening of collagen and elastin that's going on. So we learned yesterday the hyaluronic acid and AHAs and, microderm, chemical peels, things like that. We need to stimulate the fibroblasts. So the fibroblasts need that stimulation so that it can look more like this on this side of the image of the paper. So I'll show you again here. You might want to write down that collagen fibers are made of protein. They're strong. Now, I do have some notes for you there that you can write down. Remember, collagen is connective tissue. Collagen fibers are made of proteins. They are strong, but yet they are flexible. And then they resist pulling forces. And they are actually found in bone, cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. You don't need to know right here, this portion, that they're found in bones, ligaments, cartilage, and tendons. Just know that it's a protein fiber of fibrous tissue. I hope I'm not going too fast. If I am, just let me know. So I just got through talking about these fibroblasts. And some of you have probably wondered, what in the world is a fibroblast? And I've told you they kind of look like these putty that's been splatted on a wall. So right here, it looks just like this. We've got that spider vein looking object here, and that's that fibroblast. And that fibroblast right there needs to be stimulated. And when it's stimulated, it goes in here and rejuvenates those collagen elastin fibers. So over here, next to the computer, next to your screen here, you will see that the lines are drawn to the collagen fiber and what that looks like, and then the elastin fiber. So you can see that they are like these little tube fibrous long chains of protein. Okay. And then you also see some fat cells over here. And then we talked about the mast cell. Those mast cells are fabulous because they're like a lymphocyte, and those lymphocytes get in there and protect us immune-wise. So that's what that is looking like. Let me give you another picture here of what these look like. I'm going to just turn this sideways just to give you a little image here. This is just another image of, again, fibroblasts there in brown. Then we have the elastin and the collagen. And they're it's a network, like a netted system going through the dermal layer. Now remember, the dermal layer is comprised of two layers. It's comprised of the papillary layer, which is really small, and then we have the reticular layer that we went in depth on. So before I go on, does anyone have any No problem, Jessica. Does anyone have any questions about just those images, or do I need to show them? Oh, it's hard to see. Okay. So let me ask you if this one was a little easier to see. So it's kind of like a network. It's just like a netted look, you know, of just fibrous tissue. Is that better? Maybe because it's colored. It's
I don't, yeah, the words are no problem. It's the on top of the image, those words you can barely see. The little
yeah.
ones.
I really wanted them to just see it mainly as a image, so they have an understanding that it's just these fibrous little
okay. So
things.
it's just a diagram.
Diagram, yeah.
And Wendy, I have publicly chat here. Do I hit that button when I want to talk?
You could try and see if your channel is now working. You could try. Just put hi Sherry and see what happens. Okay, so on collagen, one thing I want you to go ahead and put down is it's known as cellular. I'm going to take off my caps. Sorry, cellular glue. Oh my. So a lot of times it's collagen is called cellular glue, and it is supplied with oxygen and nutrients. So we can jot that down. Forgive my spelling if I hit the keys too fast. The facts on collagen. Collagen makes up 70%. Let me find my percent side. 70% of the dermis. And Sherry, if you don't mind,
Yeah,
just read this, and I'm gonna type. I'm on bullet number 2. Consists of amino acids.
Skin strength and hold.
It is a lot, 70% of the dermis. When you consider everything that we have been talking about, the erector pili muscle and the sebaceous glands, that is a lot. And thankfully, that it begins to diminish start seeing the signs around age 40, age 50, that we start seeing some of those signs of aging. So it is a lot, but I guess it's because of our lifespan.
Gets its name from the Greek word kolla, K-O-L-L-A, meaning glue. And that relates back to boiling horse hooves.
Yeah, this is when boiling horse hooves was back in the day.
Okay, has been in use in bone grafting and burn victims.
They can hear us.
But you can type too.
Yeah. So if I don't have the image, like the notes on a paper or a white erase board, I can chat. I'm chatting it now because I was trying to help you get acclimated and didn't have time to type it up for them.
Okay. It's used in dermal fillers.
So and you can talk loud too. They can hear you, and I'll type it.
Oh, okay. Has been used in bone grafting and burn victims.
I got that part.
Okay. Used in dermal fillers, such as injectables, at dermatologist offices. Reduce signs of aging and wrinkles. And it's from human and bovine being cattle, and it lasts up to 6 months.
So, Demaya, you had a question. Is cellular glue a fiber? Essentially, you're actually correct. So basically, another name for collagen is cellular glue. So yes, it's a protein fiber. I haven't ever had that question before. That's a good question. Okay.
Right.
And these temporary forms of injectables, they last up to 6 months. And again, you'll have to get this done. Yes, we're talking about collagen. So these are all facts on collagen. Thank you for that. And the reason why they're lasting up to 6 months is because they are absorbed in the body. Let me see who this is. Sorry for the interruption.
Is Katie?
She is, but I don't know where.
Okay.
Okay, you're welcome. Sorry, we had a client and there's a hair color going out there. So this injectable that's going in there comes from cattle and ox. You're doing great, Demaya. Good questions. I'm not, I have not yet got any Botox, and really and truly, there's a lot of talk that we should be doing our injectables as early as late 20s and early 30s and starting. So me being 50 and almost 50 and have not even started, I'm way behind. I'm like 20 years behind. It's crazy. So I need to get into the office and start it. That rejuvenation needs that stimulation, apparently, from what I'm understanding. Now, we can take collagen supplements like I talked about yesterday from the grocery stores or these nutritional stores, and we can start taking it by mouth to keep our skin from sagging, getting heavy, and losing that firmness. And I told you how my dear friend cooks chicken feet and makes his from boiled chicken feet and makes kind of a gel and has that warmed up in a teacup. And does that once or twice a week on top of the collagen supplements by mouth. So there's various forms that we can do this to improve it. You want to be careful that some people are allergic. So you can be allergic. Oh, I am the medical manager. Woohoo! Yay, Amy. I will come see you. Woo. So you can be allergic, and don't overdo these. Some people really like it and they really overdo. They're walking around like a fashion billboard, and that's fun for them. But sometimes maybe you could look a lot different than you intended to look because you get so excited about it. It's kind of like putting way too much bleach on your hair, and all of a sudden you have no hair left because you got so excited. So anyway, I'm being silly. Okay, we are now. Let's see, that's enough on that part. We'll go to our next bullet. Oh, my next bullet just talks about those fibroblasts. So let's talk about fibroblasts. The fibroblasts need to be stimulated. And for them to be stimulated, they can be stimulated through chemical peels. Now, when you get a chemical peel, especially the ones from the dermatologist, not just the lunchtime ones that salon use. You're going to have to go back in there and replace those lipids. That lipid barrier is shed. So you're going to have to go back in and put that hyaluronic acid on top of that face to create that moisture. Bacteria can get in, all of those things, but you're going to be a lot more. You're shedding off all of that and exfoliating all of that, and plus. You are, it's just, it's a chemical. It's an AHA, alpha hydroxy acid. So if I were to ask you, where are the fibroblasts located? They're located primarily in the papillary layer, but they're down in there dancing around. We can just say they're located in the dermal layer, okay? Another form of assisting with fibroblasts is go in with your microdermabrasion. Microdermabrasion will those fibroblasts to sort of respond and rejuvenate that elastin and collagen, provide that firmness of the skin that we want. Okay. Collagen has what we call great tensile strength. How many of you enjoy fishing? I love to fish. Fishing, you have different diameters of wire. Not wire, fishing string. And sometimes, the fishing, if you don't have the right line on your reel, the weight of the catch he might snap the line. So this tensile strength is kind of what I'm talking about. So we do need to know that collagen has a great tensile strength. Another one is So now I'm going to talk because it really gets the secondary. Well, let me first put this for you. Collagen is the most abundant protein in the body. You know, we hear so many things. We hear keratin, protein substance in the body. We really have a lot going on, and we're getting snippets of it. And really, that's all we need to know. We just need to know the snippets, because if you're going to do injectables and get a little more in depth in it, you're going to be around a physician who's going to make sure that you are trained properly on that. So collagen is, so here we've got collagen is an abundant protein in the body. And up to, you can just watch me, up to 30% of the protein. So it's up to, let's see, what did I type right here? Hold on. Most abundant protein in the body. It's 30% protein in the body is keratin. I mean, is collagen. Sorry. Too many words, too many moving parts. So again, if you feel like if your parents, your genetic offspring is showing that your mom or your dad has wrinkled and really droopy skin, not very firm, and they're aging sooner than maybe they wanted to be, you need to be proactive and get going on microderm. See those estheticians for that. Go and get your microdermabrasion, take your supplements, get your chemical peels, speak to your dermatologist if it's really really starting to age faster. So genetics are going to play a huge role in what part you're going to have to take into keeping the firmness of your skin. So elastin is a lighter form of your a lighter. I'm going to put on here, gives elasticity. Let me just say that. That makes it simplified. Here's elasticity. So when I pinch my skin and I pull it down, how quick the skin comes back is really the telltale of my elastin. Oh, no problem, Valeria. Okay. So remember, let's just jot this down to make sure you got your notes, because I'm speaking kind of rapid. Just remember, we are talking about connective tissue. Connective tissue means collagen and elastin. It gives firmness to the skin. Okay. So when you're talking to someone about the skin sagging, you're referring to collagen, elastin, the connective tissue that bind and that network of fibrous tissues running in the dermis that are binding that skin. And as it breaks down, it starts to sag and droop. Okay. But when it's real firm like this, and you're really young, and you're that, like I said, that nice 20-year-old, 30-year-old, you've got a lot more resiliency and elasticity. I know that how many of you have seen someone who's a little bit older, aging, and they attempt to put on eyeliner, and the person almost has to pull the skin back to keep the line nice and straight, because the skin is sagging and moving. That is losing that elasticity around the eyes. Uh-oh, why is my toolbar in my way? Okay, there we go. We don't want any malfunctioning going on.
I don't know why mine did, but it did.
Okay, we'll have to figure that out. Another thing that collagen is strengthened by is blood vessels. So blood vessels strengthen. Oh, now I feel the air conditioning. Strengthen collagen. Those nutrients are assisting in that way, and those blood vessels are strengthening that collagen as well. So what do you think happens when we drink too much alcohol? We partake in smoking, nicotine, or drug use. So the bloodstream is carrying not so healthy nutrients, and that's going to diminish that. What about our sun exposure? Our sun exposure can diminish and making the collagen less elastic too. Okay. Let me see my next notes here. So I've got some surprising collagen killers. I have I have a little bit here on my list. So if you say, okay, why does my mom, why does my aunt, why does my dad, why do these people seem to have such a saggy skin and so many wrinkles? Well, this would be some of the reasons. Poor sleep and too much sugar. So one thing that sometimes when my daughter says, Mom, I might go to bed a little bit early. I'm pretty tired, and I've gained a pound or two. If you didn't realize, sleep actually can you can maintain your weight loss and or your weight rather. You can maintain your weight by getting the proper sleep. It might be something for you to want to Google. It's pretty interesting, and it's absolutely 100% true. So yes, beauty sleep. I love it. I love how y'all chat on here with me. Yes, it truly is true. So the beauty sleep is, and that is contributing to the glow of the skin. So too much sugar in the diet. When we lack sleep, we want to have carbs. We crave carbs. So when we're too sleepy, like a small child who the parents have just let them stay up way too long without a nap, and you know they're sleepy, and you just go ahead and give them that candy, and they're, I want a Dr. Pepper, I want candy, I want ice cream. They're really basically screaming and saying, I need to go to sleep. And so it's really important that when you see those signs that the child needs rest. And rest is very, very important. I know it's so secondary to so many of us, including me these days. I have not been getting the rest I need. So we have to be in tune, and we have to listen to our bodies, and we have to tell ourselves for the purpose of something simple like or big rather, that like of collagen and elastin. We've got to get that. So what happens is that we have when we don't get sleep, we have high amounts of cortisol, also coming from stress, and that's also breaking down the collagen. So stress, high cortisol, and well, I should have put high cortisol levels and emotional stress. Okay, sun exposure. I grew up in really rural areas. Most of my all of my life up until I was 21, and grew up with lots and lots of farmers, people working in the fields, and lots of sun exposure. And I can tell you, looking back now, I can validate the fact that all of those men had quite a few wrinkles on their face, sagging skin, just vacuuming, the sun just vacuuming the moisture and reducing that collagen and elastin. So sun exposure. Lack of activity and sitting around all day. So lack of activity, because we know that metabolism is also good. I tell Lauren at home when I see her sitting around too long, I tell her, honey, get up and do something. Do the dishes, do laundry, keep your body moving. Sitting and virtually doing nothing for too long is not really good. Yeah, don't you love that, Dr. Pepper? I haven't had one in about 10 years because I was addicted to them. So I can't go there, but I sure do love it. Okay, bad gut health. So some people suffer with stomach issues, abdominal issues, and really, truly, autoimmune type of situations. So that's been known to be pretty bad on our collagen and elastin firmness. Falling short of vitamin C, so lack of vitamin C. So the vitamin C is essential for the immunity, and that's just going to provide the nutrients and keep the firmness of the collagen and the elastin. And finally, I'm going to add free radicals. So free radicals are floating around, pollution, just all of those things that are not antioxidants that contribute to that too. So we ask ourselves, okay, with this list of, as you look in the chat box, you see stress, sun exposure, lack of activity, bad gut health, lack of vitamin C, poor sleep, too much sugar, free radicals. I did not list on here nicotine. I'll just add that on here. Alcohol, drugs. Those abusive things, as we look at that list, it's extremely abusive and it's so tempting. Some of us are adrenaline junkies. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I just love to go, go, go. And Sherry always tries to tell me, you got to stop. You got to slow down. Girl, wait till tomorrow. It can wait. It's important for the overall health. And Monica, I do. Only 3 months out of the year. Only 3 months. I'm loving that sun. I know.
She's a bad girl.
I know I'm a bad girl, but it's my only vice. I've never smoked. I've never done a drug or anything in my life. Oh, I've been a good girl.
It's her only vice.
It's my vice. Oh, I just love it, Mr. Sun. I always sing, oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. Okay, so when you look at that list, what can we do to fight back against all of this? Well, limit our exposure to damaging UV rays, environmental toxins, consume collagen boosting foods. You might want to check and run a list of collagen boosting foods on the internet. Support and promote your skin's health with supplementing it with some collagen, meaning your microderm, your chemical peels, your collagen supplements, so you can promote it that way. Let's see what else I want to tell you here about this. So I'm going to give you some top 5 collagen boosters. So I'm going to write the word boosters for collagen. Okay, we've got chicken bone broth. No, I haven't, Marina. I go to the dermatologist once a year with Randy, and we stand like this in just our undergarments. And they check through your head, they check behind your ears, they check between your toes, they check everywhere. It's about $80. We kind of have that catastrophic healthcare insurance, so I don't even know if a regular healthcare would cover it. So it's about $80 per person. And she's very surprised that Randy and I are such mole-less people. We just don't have. She said, I can't believe how y'all don't have hardly any moles, the two of us. So, but getting those checks is important. My sister-in-law is getting ready on Monday, next Monday. She had a little basal cell that they sliced off, but they're going to do what they call a Mohs. Let me finish chicken broth here. I'm typing wrong. You can look that up on the internet. And what they do is they scoop out like a little crater, look like the moon in a little dip, and they go in and they carve that out. I've got a picture of it somewhere in all of my handouts here in case I needed it to show you. And right now, if I had to pull it, I wouldn't be able to, but it's behind the laptop here. So she's going to have that done right here on her forehead, and her area looked really good. The doctor who did it had amazing handiwork. So looked really good. I mean, you couldn't even tell. So I don't know what it will be, and what I think she said it's going to be a couple little stitches right there. But I have seen some dermatologists who do not have good handiwork and leave horrible scars on. And so make sure you have a reputable person who has good hands and really study and won't slice and do it too terrible. Okay, so the chicken bone broth. So this is, so I have an image of my friend who has truly these chicken feet with these long toenails. I've sent it to my class through a text image through AirDrop when you've been in the building before. And it is absolutely, and he drops them in a pan of boiling water, boils them. and then he makes a broth, and then it gels, and then he just drinks that, and he's getting a natural form of that. So you simmer it for 48 hours with the bones, along with the tendons and the ligaments for the most collagen. So another booster is going to be your vitamin C. So if you're taking your vitamin C supplement, or those emergencies that have like 1,000 milligrams of that little drink where you stir it up, those are fantastic. The vitamin C, other forms of vitamin C would be your kiwi and your broccoli. Those of you who love your broccoli and your bell peppers, that is thank you, Jasmine. So your kiwi and your broccoli and your kale, bell peppers, fabulous vitamin C rich foods. Another thing that's fabulous for collagen is going to be your onions and your egg yolks and garlic. So onion, egg yolk, broccoli. What else say? Bell pepper, kale. All of these nice healthy things, and this is why we're told to eat healthy so that we can have the firm, supple, firm skin. And then some antioxidant herbs. So some herbs that are collagen boosters are going to be our turmeric. Pardon me if I spell anything wrong when I look down. Rosemary, green tea, acai, berries. Now I want to see if I had anything else I wanted to tell them down here. So I'll just read you a statement that I had taken and written down and copied from the university. It's a Department of Pathology and Dermatology at the University of Michigan. They concluded that as the skin ages, the body stops producing collagen in abundance. The skin lacks in collagen and then develops wrinkles and then begins to sag. Collagen helps the skin to stay firm and maintain elasticity. You can avoid your collagen loss by quitting smoking and apply your sunscreen daily. So this concludes the collagen portion. I hope y'all like that. It's just a snippet. It's just like a little 45-minute little thing to go over, because we talk so much about those structures, but we don't have the time sometimes to always talk about the collagen. So now I just want to ask y'all a few questions since we have a few more minutes. We're running at 37 minutes right now. And I want to ask you a few questions over the nail structures. These are state board related. And I want to see what answer y'all can give. So please chat with me, show me that participation again, so that we can prove that you are here with me. And let's see, that sounds really gross. Yeah.
Like here, Marlo knows she clocked in at 12:05.
Yeah.
Should I say?
No, I'll show you in a minute.
Because she was saying how she did.
Yeah. She didn't think her.
Right, but it did. 12:05.
Oh, but she might be referring to the 9 to 10 o'clock. So I leave this up and I'll let Katie look at all of this.
Oh.
So after the thing, then we go over it. That way we don't do this while we're live. Yeah, you're learning. Okay, so answer this question for me. The part of the nail plate that extends beyond the end of the fingertip is what? Glad to hear that, Monica. The part of the nail plate that extends beyond the end of the finger. What is that called? Fantastic. Free edge. Here we go for the next one. I know. The visible nail area that is made of hardened cells and does not contain any nerves or blood vessels. So again, no nerves, no blood vessels. It's the part of the nail that's made of hardened cells. And those are like lots of layers. So when it says hardened cells, remember that's the nail is hardened keratin. Nail plate, perfect. What's our other term for the nail plate? Awesome, Sam, that's the body. So some of our testing is going to say body, some of them are going to say plate. I'll let you know right now, in this particular test, it is showing nail plate, okay? But we could take another test and it's going to say nail body, right, Sherry?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, number 4. The area that overlies the matrix at the base of the nail. Now, I'm going to give you the a couple of the answers. We know that some of them don't ever pertain, but there's always that one or two. So I'm going to read it again. The area that overlies the matrix, and we know the matrix is down here at the base of the nail. What is it? Is it the mantle or is it the eponychium? You see what I mean? That is just a terrible question. I'm actually going to write that one down because it's such a terrible question that it truly could be one or the other. So I'm actually going to chat that question for you. The area that overlies the matrix at the base of the nail. Okay, that's what they're doing. Now remember when I told you mantle is a lodging with the matrix, lodging in with it? So if this is, let me say, there we go. Look at Sherry's pretty now. If this right here, down here is the matrix, well, skin is going to overlie the matrix, not lodge. But can you believe that verbiage, everybody? Overlie. It's going to overlie the matrix. So now what do you think the answer is? It's either, because it's one or the other, because the other two don't. One of the other answers is onychodermal band. If I've never said it to you, it's a made-up word, okay? So it overlies the matrix at the base of the nail. It's actually eponychium, y'all. Okay? And that could be cuticle, and Lynn is right, because, right, Sherry?
It is.
The cuticle is the eponychium. But it's the skin that overlies. So, okay, someone spelled it for me, so that's good. But don't you see what the trickiness is? For the ones that are tricky, I'll chat in the chat box, so you can write it down. And just remember, matrix, when you hear the word lodged, is mantle. Overlies is eponychium. Okay. If they really, I could go loose on this machine and they would see the real me, Sherry. I've been pretty good, but when you're sitting here, I can get really silly. We won't let them see that part.
Darn it.
Okay.
We used to have fun doing
We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Number 5, the pocket-like structure that holds the nail root and nail matrix. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. The pocket-like structure that I'm on the wrong keyboard. Hold on, my fingers are wrong on the keyboard. Pocket-like structure that holds the root and matrix. Well, guess what? Now you get, so tricky. So now it is mantle. Perfect, everybody. So you see, now they say pocket-like. So pocket-like could also mean lodged-like. Because that mantle I talked about, there's a little pocket in there where the construction was done on that mantle. It's a little pocket where that little mantle sits right in there with that matrix. So tricky. It's not fair because we shouldn't get our license based on a tricky question. Okay. Number 6, the nail plate. What does the nail plate rest on? That's an easy one. I'm not even going to write it down. I hope y'all know it. By golly. What does the nail plate rest on? What do you rest on at night? Well, some of us a sofa. There we go. Nail bed. Perfect. All right. Now, number 7. Here we go. This is what I told you.
Good deal.
Nail grooves are sometimes referred to as what? A nail groove is also called or referred to good tracks. Not folds. Not folds. Folds is what? Walls. Fold is walls. Tracks are grooves. Tracks and grooves, folds and walls. Okay. The skin under the free edge that prevents bacteria from going inside that nail bed. So right under that free edge, when I said you go, oh, it's an ouchie. So that protects bacteria from getting in that nail bed. What is that called? I'll give you two answers that it can be. It's either the hyponychium or the eponychium. Perfect. Hyponychium. So this one could be tricky because we talk about the skin being comprised of keratin. Well, guess what? What protein substance is found in nails, skin, and hair? Even the hair. What protein substance is? This is hardened, cornified. We learned all about that. Keratinocyte, cornified keratin, right? It's keratinized or keratinized. Did y'all hear that on the YouTube video? Keratinized. So the nails are also composed of keratin, the protein substance, because we said nails, we said hooves, we said feathers, we said all of that. Okay. So don't be tricky. Don't start going out on a bunny path thinking it's a different answer. It's a keratin. All right. 10. Any disease or disorder of the nail. Y'all don't need that one. We didn't cover it yet. Sorry. Okay. Oh, the rest of these right here are nail diseases and disorders, which we've gone through with some people and not everyone. Okay, so we went through those. Now, that was pretty easy. Hopefully that felt easy for you guys. So we are at 45 minutes, and there is break time, isn't there? For y'all. So y'all have been working so hard. So I'm very, very proud of y'all. Trying to think what else I might want to talk about before we get off. A couple of you may have had a question. Randy mentioned to me that your kits, don't worry if you haven't paid for your kit yet, because your Pell Grant student loans come in and they pay for it. So we still offer you some of your supplies that are needed for classes or that are needed for classes like hair cuttings. Don't worry about it. We have all your stuff. We'll have your stuff for you. So don't panic about that. Just come and be present and have fun, and we'll do a lot of hair cutting together. I'm going to leave the camera on and let y'all start signing out. And then I leave the stream on. So if you're like, why hasn't Wendi turned off the studio? I'll turn off my mic. And Sherry, this right here is like the little mic. And so they can't hear me when I press that. But I usually kind of leave it on. Oh, I will check and see if we got the delivery, Monica, on the textbooks. They had said when Katie and I looked at the delivery, it said anytime between now and June 3rd. So, hooey. Let's see if there's any other questions that people have. And see, Sherry, you can do little emojis right here. You can we had fun. All the little students put up little emojis. See, and you can just chat your little emojis. So fun. Aww. So, I don't know if I saw Connor on this morning. Did y'all see Mr. Connor on here today?
No Connor.
He was here yesterday a lot. Okay.
What's his last name?
Daniels, South School.
Nice.
I hope that y'all are enjoying this week. I hope it hasn't been. Oh yes, let me get the last assignment. Will you? Hold on. Let me tell Katie. On this last assignment, all it is going to be a little review, and I just want your on the assignment. All I want is the answer. So assignment for 4 p.m. is answers only. So just send in your answers, and I'll send that out so y'all can start working on that too. Nail kits, yes, they are here. Let me holler at Gracie and see it because I believe yours is here, Monica. Hold on, Gracie. The next one was just like a question test. Did I have you do it yet? Okay, I'll bring it to you. Okay. I was asking Gracie if Monica's kid is here yet. Okay, did the textbooks arrive by chance?
arrived yesterday. I got the notification.
Oh, okay. So we might get the textbooks by tomorrow. That might be good.
I haven't seen them. I got the notification.
You got the notification? Okay, good. Well, we got the notification that the books may be arriving. Monica's still checking on that. And then Katie is going to send the assignment to y'all in just a moment. Yes, that one. And then y'all can work on that for that 4 o'clock. Just remember, and someone asked me for my email. So the email for all the assignments is CBS, Distance Learning, gmail.com. But my personal email, BBS, RWBBS, that's Randy, Wendi, Baldwin, Beauty, School, at swbell.net. That's my personal email that goes to both Randy and I, so we can communicate with you in that way too. And Monica, how about I tell you about your kit? Oh wait, here's Gracie. Is that Gracie? Did hers come in yet? Okay, Monica, your kit is here. And if you drop by to get your kit or your books or anytime, just take that moment, please, to get a thumbprint if the office is not too busy and someone can do it for you. That way we can have that thumbprint. So when you come into the building, we don't have to wait on that. So if you can kill two birds with one stone by coming in and getting that done, that'd be wonderful. If not, don't worry about it. If you're in a hurry, just grab your kit and go. That'll be fine. Looks like we are at 250. We're at 50 minutes and doing good. So Katie is having a little bit of lunch. Oh, she's scanning right now your assignment for the 4 o'clock. And then just remember, we have everything turned in by 5. And that way we can do your roll call and get your hours done and get it all put into the computer. It doesn't always go straight to TDLR right away, but it, thank you. But it does go into our computer so that we don't have so much backup every day of keeping track of online people, offline people, North School people, South School people. So we are trying to stay sane. Whew. I don't know what you call that. So we will see you back at 3 o'clock for another quick live from 3 to 4. And
Nice
y'all go,
meeting y'all.
yeah, and y'all go take your collagen supplements and get those chicken feet boiling. Get those chicken feet boiling right now. No time like the present. No time for wrinkles and sacks. Okay. Maybe I'll get my friend some time to boil a pot for y'all. For the camera. I'll make him do the live.
Who does that?
Bill.
He makes
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put you on live so I can be silly with Sherry and y'all don't have to hear all this silly stuff. I'm going to leave it up and going until right at my 1 hour cutoff, okay? Y'all have a great couple hours.